Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. We got a big week. And I told you guys last week we were going to win on Patreon, and I'm feeling it again this week. Thanksgiving was crazy, and as I told you guys, be cautious with that. The one money pick with the Bills hit. We saw the Lions choke that away, but if you had the Lions plus 3.5, you would be good. The first half bet, Lions did everything not to cover that. They had to literally try not to cover that. So let me get to the Patreon questions. I'm probably going to go like an hour 15, hour 30. Really beat, really tired today, but let's get this money. I'm excited about week 12. I'm excited to hear from you guys. I'm going to get to the first Patreon question while I wait for people to get in the room. Okay, here we go. Let's see, Stoley. I would think Carolina would be giving up more points versus Miami. Line hovers around -2. I was going to bet heavy on Carolina, but seems fishy. Pun intended. Thoughts? Yeah, about the Carolina game. That game is one that is extremely interesting to me, and it depends which way you want to go. For me, you have to understand Vegas, they'll add 2 or 3 points to the home team. Normally the rule is 3. So when Vegas makes a spread like that, they actually are saying Carolina's 5 or 6 points better than Miami. I'm not sure I'm buying into that one, and I'm not even sure Miami's home field crowd makes a difference. Unless heat is a problem for you, it's not going to affect play calls. It's not going to affect audibles. So that's what I'm looking at from that game. And I still like Carolina. I mean, listen, we think higher of Miami than other people. I can't speak for all of you guys in the audience, but I can speak for the people on Patreon. We've been winning money with Miami. Yes, it's unconventional. No, it's not sexy. Yes, your heart will damn near collapse when you have more than like $100 on the Dolphins. Like last week, the biggest bet I made, and I told you guys on Patreon, because you guys want the game I'm going heaviest on. I said, unironically, Miami, -3. And that pick was perfect. It was one of the better picks I made all year. But the problem was they did everything to try to throw that game away. I mean, Miami could have won that game in the first half against the Jets. And then with the Panthers, we have to understand they're inconsistent. And you're seeing in this league, 1 week a team covers, the next week they don't. 1 week a team plays good, the next week they don't even show up. They don't even do us the service of showing up and getting in the game. So that's what I'm looking at from Carolina. I think they actually show up this game, and I think it comes down to which quarterback makes more plays. Like Tua, if you take out the turnovers and you just forget about that clunky throwing motion, he's actually played better the last 3 weeks. That's not saying a lot. We know Tua isn't good in this league, and he's not someone you want to bet on. But, man, I think Carolina's defense takes that over. Yo, Mike, if you can't get on, that's fine. I'm just going like an hour 15, hour 30 tonight. I'm going to do the Saturday. I will have a teaser video up. I just wanted to wait to see how this plays out, and we have to hit the teaser this week. This is a must-win for me. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of losing these teasers on one game. I'm sick of it. We're going to go win it this week. I'm pretty damn sure about it. What's up, Zamora? Tampa Bay -3, Cleveland plus 3.5, Minnesota plus 3.5, Rams +1. I like it, but I don't think the Rams are going to win that game. Yo, what's up, Mike? What's up, Mike Jones? What's up, Mike Jones? Oh, thank you. What's up, Lawson? You're looking good, man. What do you think about the Titans-Patriots game? I think Titans cover. I think it's a close game. Now, it is in Foxborough, and I haven't seen the weather report yet. But if it's not anything crazy, if it's just a regular 40 degrees without freezing rain or anything along those lines, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with the Titans covering. Listen, Tannehill needs to play good. This is all on Tannehill's shoulders. I'm not the biggest Tannehill fan by any means. But I actually think Tannehill will do enough. And also with the Patriots, we know they got 10 days to prepare, and that's extremely dangerous with Bill Belichick. But is it just – and listen, I'm going to preface the statement with this. I actually think the Patriots can get to the Super Bowl out of the AFC. Even though the Chiefs are starting to play better, which we predicted. No one saw that coming. I think the Titans play a competitive game. Titans have to show up this game, and it's going to start on defense. What's up, Jay Sapp? How you doing, man? What's up? What's up, Dirty Sanchez? Hope everything's going good with you. What's up, Tico? Let's get this money, man. I'm looking forward to it. Patreon picks will be up probably around midnight tonight. I need to see the injury reports, and you guys always let me know about an injury that I'm slept on. What's up? What's up, John? How you doing? How you doing, John? Thank you for the king hat. I try to be. All right, let's get this money. What's up, Barkley? Barkley Haddad. What's up, Barkley? What's up, Steve? Hope everyone's going to do good. It smells like lion's feet in here. Oh, geez. Okay. Yeah, that game, man, that Bears-Lions game was so hard to watch. I don't know about you guys, but that one was just so hard to watch. It kind of almost killed my Thanksgiving. Luckily, the other two games were good, but that first game was just kind of trash, man. Yo, what's up, Gary? How you doing? How you doing, Gary? What's up, Phil? Let's get this money, Phil. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this week. I appreciate you guys supporting on YouTube. You guys came up big for me this week, sharing the video. So the sharing video metric is up. I really appreciate that. Make sure you smash the like button now that you're in here. I'm going to get to the Patreon questions, and I'm going to take every question tonight in the live chat. Okay, let's get to Dove 10-5-6-5. What's up, Dove? I know you love Green Bay and love their team as well, but aren't you afraid of the Rams pass rush? I am afraid of it, which is amazing, putting pressure on the quarterback. That needs time in the pocket like Aaron Rodgers. So if Aaron Rodgers doesn't feel comfortable in the pocket, it might be a really bad game for them. You're kind of correct. Also, the Rams really need a bounce back. Doesn't seem fishy that Green Bay is at home and they're +1. It's because Vegas thinks the Rams are a better team by like 3 or 4 points, which I don't think I would agree with. Like, if you asked me that week 5, you asked me that week 6, I would say, yes, I agree with that assessment from Vegas. Rams maybe are 2 or 3 points better than Green Bay on a neutral field. I can vibe with that. I can accept it. But after some of the stuff we've seen this year from the Rams, I don't know why we're so high on the Rams. Like, beating up on the Houston Texans, does that do it for you guys? Like, who have they really played that's been any good? They beat Tampa Bay, but other than that scalp, I'm not seeing what other scalps they have. And you're right. You're 100% right about that Rams pass rush. You add Von Miller, dude, that's going to be fire, and that's hard to play against. But this Matt Stafford offense is a concern. That I don't think they're able to run the ball against Green Bay. So are we going to get like the 6 points they mustered against San Fran? Maybe they'll get to 17. Listen, Green Bay's defense has to bounce back after Kirk Cousins ripped them up. Now, and also the thing with the bye week, you guys are trying to talk me out of the Packers again this week, which I appreciate it. Didn't bet them last week. Was close to doing it, but obviously I don't want to bet teams that involve my Minnesota Vikings because it's my favorite team. But I'm just not so sure on the Rams right now. Can someone on the live chat come on and tell me like who they've beaten and why the bye week helps? I'm not so sure the bye week helps anymore. Like we're not going back to like 2008 where they actually did padded practice and 2-a-days during bye weeks. I mean, most of the times guys just take off. And I don't even think it's legal to practice during the bye week. All right, let me get to Ravi's question. Hey, John, could you provide some insight into the Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Indianapolis, Tampa Bay games? Yes, of course. Let's look at Cincinnati. Let's just get the spreads up. So right now we got, let's hit that Cincinnati game first. I want to see what the live chat thinks as well. because so Pittsburgh at Cincinnati, it's -3.5 right now. It opened at -4. I think when I picked it, it was at -3.5. Yeah, I still really like Cincinnati this game, and you always worry about the Steelers. And that's why I need more time to think about it before I post it on Patreon. You always worry about the Steelers. You always worry about Mike Tomlin. And I am really, really concerned about just how good Big Ben played against the Chargers. Listen, we know that Chargers defense is no crown jewel. But they do have Derwin James and a Bosa brother. And so when you have two ballers on defense, it helps everyone else. That's my point. That's my point. So I get a little bit nervous about how Big Ben's playing. I get a little bit nervous about how Najee Harris is playing. But I said preseason, and people laughed at me, I think this Bengals defense will be competitive. They don't have any superstars. I think the only player that's actually really good is Hubbard, the defensive end. Other than that, they don't really have too much, but they fly to the ball. They hunt like a pack of wolves, and they force turnovers. I think, and that's what I'm looking towards. On the other side of the ball, you got Burrow, but Burrow has shown he knows how to grind it out. He knows how to game manage. And Mixon always gives the Bengals a running game. You never know if he's going to play or not, but when he plays, the Bengals are better. So I do like the Bengals, but I see why someone would be a little bit cautious, because Mike Tomlin is a good coach, and I don't know about your guys' opinion on Zach Taylor. I'm still a little bit nervous about him. But overall, I just think there's too much firepower on Cincinnati. Where are the Steelers going to get the big plays? You can get big plays from T.J. Watt. You can get big plays from, let's say, Fitzpatrick's coming back in their secondary. You can get big plays from them, but that's not guaranteed. I'd rather have Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, and Joe Mixon. Yeah, I hate it too. What's up, Lauren? What's up, Lauren? Lawson, this is a get right and catch up week for the Rams when Zona is on a bye. Yeah, I could see it. It's just, how important is that division at the moment? Here's what I'm saying. Yes, you get home field advantage if you win that division, but I still think we're going to see these teams stumble. And with the Rams, I just want to know who they beat besides the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because there's been just too much made of the Rams beating up on the Texans, teams like that. They've had a very easy schedule this year. And they play San Francisco on the road, and they get absolutely smacked around and blown out. Barkley Haddad, thank you for the donation, and thank you, Lauren, for the donation. I need 6 teams to win, including the late game Sunday. The tiebreaker is total points of the late game. What? What do you mean? Oh, you mean over under? Okay. 6 teams to, yeah, but I can't give that to you off the top of my head. Yeah, go to the Vegas spread picks. I'll give you a start. Let me see. I'll give you a start. For instance, Carolina, I think against Miami, I think that could be good. Seattle, Washington, that's one where I think Washington's going to win. But all of these are risky. Dude, getting 6 wins out of 6 is going to be very difficult. And then you're going to have different opinions on teams for me. A lot of these games, Philly against the Giants. Look, can we just go into that for a second so I can get the live chats, comments? So this is going to be a more smaller, more intimate show, since I know everyone's with their family today. But that helps us anyways, because I can have more direct conversations with you guys. So let's look at that Philly Giants game, for instance. We've been on Philly the whole year, and we've been rewarded for it, as we should be when everyone else is off on something. But I'm Team Hurts, I'm Team Eagles all the way, but can we just say that this game's dangerous? And I'm nervous that there's going to be a response from this Giants offense. We haven't seen anything all year. Okay, maybe I'm just like maybe I'm just hoping that we see something from the Giants offense because they've been so bad. But don't you think there's going to be a little bit response from the Giants? Like even that game gets murky this week. I like, for instance, I would still go Philly that game. I haven't seen anything that changed my mind. But it could be a letdown. And like I said, I don't like doing like the stat stuff or this happened 2 weeks ago. But I don't know if you guys noticed, but with the covering, 1 week a team covers, next week they don't. 1 week a team covers, next week they don't. There just isn't a lot of consistency in this league. And that's one reason why I try to spread the love, spread the bets around to a wide variety of teams at every single level. Yeah, dude, that is a really good point. What you guys are saying about that Giants-Eagles game. Like Lauren said, everyone's fighting for a job there. Yes, but yeah, I just think they're going to come out strong. Listen, and I told you guys yesterday, Detroit's going to come out strong. They still didn't get the win. They still didn't. And even though I had Detroit plus 3.5, I mean, was that really a great bet by me? No, it wasn't. And then the first half won. So it's complicated betting these bad teams. A 6-teamer is completely possible, but dude, parlays they suck, dude. I do this for a living. Okay, I don't have another job. I don't have another 9 to 5 to go to. I can't afford to throw money away on parlays. I do parlays for fun. I'll do a teaser for fun every week. But the gravy, the meat, the potatoes, at whatever, if you really want to get money, if you really want to put the wind at your back, if you really want to walk out of that job, or if you really want to have more financial flexibility, you got to bet single games. It's not fun. It's not glamorous. You're not going to put $5 and get a $1,000 win. You actually have to take some risk. That's what gambling's about. And the people who do the parlays, you know, I'll go like 4-1. Oh, you suck, Lawson. Like, okay, but you understand you understand it's not easy. And you could just pick money lines every week, but you guys don't, because the people who do parlays are so greedy. They act like the $10 should give them $4,000 automatically. And while Vegas just uses that to keep cash and keep cash. It is. Like, I like parlays as an exercise. They're good as an exercise. That's why I don't get on you guys for doing them. So yeah. Here we go. But yeah, I wasn't even getting on you, Barkley. But yeah, sometimes the parlays get annoying because it's basic math, dude. It's like, I don't want to go into statistics. I don't want to go into math. Like, I got an A in statistics when I did it in college. I didn't even show up because all this shit is just intuitive in my brain. And it should be intuitive for you. If you guys watch how these NFL games go, how crazy they are. Yeah, and I actually want you guys to win money. Like, dude, the parlay videos do good. I could do a video and get extra 10K views. It's just talking about parlays. But we need to be serious about shit. And I want you guys being serious. And yeah, so like, yeah, I wasn't trying to go off on parlays completely because, like I said, the exercise is very good for your brain. It helps you get your ass organized, but I want you to get your ass organized and then go place the bets on the single games. And then when you're all said and done after the season, when everyone's pouting and complaining how they lost money and how they're never betting again, you have more money in your paycheck. And then next year you roll over with a bigger bankroll than other people's, and that bankroll keeps rolling. It keeps rolling to the point where you might not need to do stuff that you don't want to do anymore. All right, let's get to the Patreon questions. Live chat's lit tonight. What's up, Cedric? What's up, James? What's up, Lauren? What's up, Joe? What's up, Joe? You guys are awesome, man. You guys came through for me this week. You know, it's a holiday week, people traveling. You guys shared these videos and got the views up. Like, so I really appreciate it. Yeah, Ezra, I'm going to get to the Patreon questions, but I'm going to read this. This is something I was thinking today. Ezra says, I don't know why money keeps being put on the Patriots and that line keeps getting bigger. Love the Titans at +7, but does it sound too good to be true? And that makes me nervous. I'm riding with it, though. Yeah, don't question yourself about what other people bet. That stuff's baloney. Although I will say something. Vegas, the last 3 or 4 years, has consolidated. Back in the day, Vegas used to just be individual people, some with mafioso connections, individuals owning a casino. You understand what I'm saying? The only one that is like that now is the Palms. That's the only one. Every other casino in Vegas is owned by a conglomerate, a corporation. So I understand what you're saying when all one money goes that way. Vegas sometimes they feel pressure because they have to churn profit. Look at Dana White was banned because he was too good a gambler. If I can get banned by Bovada, and I'm not even coming on here bragging like, oh, I'm the best gambler in the world. I got banned by Bovada. I'm equal to Dana White. Hell no, I'm not. I don't bet that much money. I'm just a $300, $400, $500 a bet guy. The Miami one last week was a little bit more than normal, but that's the range I'm in. And then Bovada still found a way to ban me. So if it can, so that's what I'm saying, man. When everything becomes these big corporations, all they want is profit, and they don't like you if you beat them, and they want you doing parlays. They want you. That's why every commercial on FanDuel, you got a free parlay here, a free bet here, and like that free stuff isn't free at the end of the day. Yes, I agree. Like when you guys sign up for a sports book, take that free play money because I want you guys thinking long term. And the way to get that free play money and be able to deposit in your bank account, they make you bet a certain amount. Sometimes it's like you have to bet equal to 4 G's or 6 G's, in total bets. You guys know what I'm saying? But I like that because I want you guys thinking long term, and you have to be making these bets in order to be able to cash out, and you can't do it quick and you can't do it responsibly. So it will take a long time. But like I said, nothing is ever free. Yeah, game theory says no such thing as free lunch. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, there's always strings attached. All right. What's up, Steve? What's up, John? What's up, Rory? How you doing, Rory? Yes, Rory, I agree. Nothing wrong with a 6-game parlay for $1. But Rory, you've been following this channel for a long time. Do you think people are doing that? Honestly, you think they're putting $1 on a 16 parlay? No. Dude, I think a lot of people on the Patreon page, they'll put like $50 to $75 on it. And I just don't want anyone doing that. It just depends even if your bankroll is like you're betting 1,000 a game, okay? My bankroll is I bet between $300 and $550 a game. That's where I stay unless there's a circumstance that changes. You still can't afford to give away $55. You just can't. But that's mine. Yeah, that's what I've always did. That's how I got into gambling. Pedro, this is how I got into gambling. When I was like 13 at football practice, there used to be a guy, and when my dad would be watching football practice, he would sell the tickets for $5. Of course, some people would go in for 20 or 15, and that's how I got into gambling at like 13. Yes, I would hit like 3 or 4 a year, but my best weeks, honestly, I didn't win. Like, that's just how it goes. Let's get it. All right, I'm going to get to the Patreon questions. Thank you, live chat. Make sure you hit that like button. This is from Rob Thorne. What's up, Rob? Hey, great pick on the Bills. I hit the line early at 4 and even pushed the line to 10 for a bigger win. Great early call. Appreciate it, Rob. I hope, I just got pissed at the Lions not covering that 2.5 in the first half. But I was happy I made it clear on Patreon, that would be a very small bet. And, it is the Lions. It is the Lions. Yo, what's up, Tony? What's up, Tony? How you doing, Tony? What's up? What's up, Jazz? Yeah, and I think that's a good way to bet until you go singles. A teaser you can put a little bit more on. I like teasers, and we actually hit teasers. A lot of people don't even hit these parlays, yet they keep coming back every single week. At least we hit our teasers once in a while, but the more games you add, the worse the odds are. Let's be realistic. The more stuff can go crazy. Leo, that is kind of a good point, because I think both offenses have some explosion. Okay, if you're listening in your car or something, Leo says Patriots, Titans, under 43.5. Listen, I like the rationale of that if you think there's going to be a lot of run game going. And I'll tell you what, even though I got the Titans +7, I'm a little bit nervous about Ryan Tannehill, because now everything's on him. But the Titans have a good offensive game plan, and if some of their players are actually able to play, because I don't know if you guys seen the injury report, there's a guy who comes in and posts all the injuries. I'm sure he'll be on here tonight. Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned, because when Tannehill has too much pressure on him, it goes left real quick. So yeah, I get the rationale behind that under. Rob Thorne says, I like Philly at -3.5 other than a road conference game. Why should I not bet it? I think you shouldn't bet it because I think the Giants offense is due to do something, but that's not a good rationale. I mean, I balked off the Eagles game last week, and I was regretting it, because that was the initial money pick that I saw last week. When I did last week's videos, but I got scared of it. So sometimes the overthinking shit just doesn't help. Peter Knox, the Ravens at home are just 3.5-point favorites against the Browns. Assuming Lamar plays and Baker plays, shouldn't the line be bigger? Isn't this a trap? It's because we've won money, and I'm just talking about us. I can't talk about other people. This year, a money pick was Bengals +6.5 on the road to the Ravens. People try to talk me out of that one. That still went up on Patreon. Let's give it another example. Colts were +7 on the road to Baltimore. We know what happened there. So I think Vegas is getting a little bit nervous about the Ravens. And honestly, they should be. But the more I think about it, and I'm looking at the psyche of this Browns team, I kind of think they're done. And you guys saw when I did the Tuesday video, I picked the Browns +4, +3.5, whatever it was on that day, but I had to change the pick the more I thought about it, because Baker Mayfield's mentally fragile. And honestly, if Case Keenum was playing, you could trust the Browns more. But the way Baker Mayfield's playing right now, I watched the whole Detroit film too, by the way. It's just not good, man. Here we go. Signals for college fun game. Like when people are talking about stuff that has nothing to do with football, and then they go out. I'll give you my example of a college fun game. This was a few years ago. And I bet my Minnesota Vikings. This is the first time I ever bet them, and it should have been the last. But I've only bet in games they've been involved in 2 times. Okay, this was Daniel Jones' second year, so it's week 5. Vikings are 2-3, and they look terrible. And Stephon Diggs wants a trade. Okay, Vikings are on the road. It's -4.5, -5. And this was a it was actually -3.5. That's how low it was. And this was a really, really bad Giants team. And this is when the Vikings actually still had a top 10 defense with Kirk Cousins, with Thielen, with Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook was healthy. So, yeah, that would be one. The Miami one, it was a college. It really should. Listen, I didn't say college fun game on Patreon, but I made it pretty clear that's the one you got to pump the most. It gets dangerous doing that because some people just aren't responsible. And, I shouldn't feel bad if someone does something stupid, but I do. Because I want to be winning as many bets as humanly possible. So I do feel bad they get me, and I feel guilty about it. Listen, even last year, sometimes people complain. Like last year, there was a 4-week stretch where every single week there would be the picks, and I tell people to pump money line. Sometimes it would be minus 470. Sometimes it'd be minus 295. But, pumping money line is good if you know a team's going to win. Like Buffalo against the Saints last night was a great money line one. But also, when you're spotting a college fun game, I think the film should be your guide. And also when the media hype gets going, that's when you bounce on it. Like last year, there was 2 college fun games against the Patriots, one with Miami to cover and one with the Rams to cover. I even did a separate video because it was such a college fun game. Because the Patriots do get hyped up because of Bill Belichick. They do get hyped up because of the past. So whenever outside stuff is influencing, that's when you do it. And then when the average Joes really like the Patriots, and they kind of are America's team at this point, even without Brady. Let's get to what's Michael Brown says, what's the money bet this week? We'll see. Patreon, midnight tonight. Okay, let's get to Peter Knox. Actually, Brian Nasto. Hey, John, glad to see you lay off the Jets. Lions coaching blew the upset potential. Are you still eyeing them for a win before season end? I personally am not after yesterday. No. I don't think the Lions will win a game this season. I haven't looked at the schedule. I think they do get the Bears another time. I think they get the Vikings another time, and I think they get the Packers another time. Did they play the Bears 2 times yet? I don't know. But either way, they're going to have a hard time beating anyone. They're so bad. What does this even mean? Let's see those dirty pillows. Dude, you're weird, man. Okay, let's get to Robert Robertson. Hey, Lawson, why pick the Eagles to win and cover in your spread video, then pick the Giants to cover in your upset video? I said specifically, I think Philly's on upset alert. Also, I know people, we've been winning, whenever we're winning money with a team, there's just some people who will auto set to go back that team week after week. And that doesn't really work, especially with how crazy the NFL is and how inconsistent these teams are. So, yeah, that's the main reason. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are on upset alert. They should win this game. I mean, there really shouldn't be a question, but I'm telling you, there's not too much Freddie Kitchens can do schematically in a week. But I am worried about the energy he provides. And if you give this Giants offense a little bit of spark, they have a good enough defense to win games. They really do. It's just this Giants defense looks worse than they really are because they spend most of the game on the field. And when Daniel Jones goes 3 and out, it's tough to win ball games, man. Here we go. This is Mike 87. Do you still like Green Bay? I took them at -1, even though it felt like a trap. Now it's +1.5. Might add them to a teaser with Minnesota, Tennessee, or should I just stay away at this point? Mike, don't let line movement affect what you're doing unless it's a quarterback injury. Listen, I don't like. Oh, well, thank you, Mr. Denard. Thank you, Mr. Denard, for the donation. I really appreciate it. Let me let me get back to this. Okay. You really shouldn't let line movement affect you unless it's something that will really, really affect the game. If Rodgers was going to miss this game, I would not be betting Green Bay, obviously. And obviously, there would be line movement if he wasn't playing. A lot of average Joes are pounding the Rams this week. They could be right. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be an extremely close game. And, the Packers did lose to the Vikings last week. That's not a good look. But did you see how good Aaron Rodgers played last week? I don't like with the Rams. I was really high on them going into the year. They were a Super Bowl pick for me. Did a specific video about them once they got Stafford. Like, listen, there's a lot about the Rams to like, but at this point, don't the Rams feel like more? I don't know, man. They feel like more advertising than substance. They feel like more of a billboard than the things holding up the billboard. I just don't know how much substance is there. And I got on here. I got on here and I started the show like, bro, outside of the Buccaneers, who have the Rams beat that's any good? I would even take the 49ers. If you said, Lawson, they beat the 49ers, I'd say, yeah, okay. That proves they can win a tough game in a tough environment. And we know beating Tampa Bay, they show up or they don't show up. They can win games going like 60% because that's how weak the league is right now. But you're not going to win against the Rams going 60%. Man, I think the Packers respond. And I heard the same thing last week. This is kind of similar. This is 2 weeks ago. It's kind of similar to what people are saying about the Seahawks at the Packers. Like, I know there's Aaron Donald and I know there's Von Miller to deal with, but the Packers are going to run the ball. I don't know how well they run the ball, but they're not going to go out there and chuck it 50 times. They're going to have run-pass balance, and that's one thing I'm actually liking about the Packers this year. Is A.J. Dillon great? No. Is Aaron Jones great? No. And I think Aaron Jones is out this game. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that they at least are able to have a run game. And if the Packers have good play calling, you can deal with guys like that. You can deal. And Von Miller isn't the same Von Miller. Can we just say that? I mean, I know he still gets like that 96 in Madden, but he's I don't know if he's a top 10 pass rusher at this point. Yeah, no, everyone's on the Rams. It's good though. I mean, everyone was on the Rams when they were playing against the 49ers too. So, and this bye week that gets people excited. It's not the same bye week. Like, I don't know how many times I have to repeat that these teams don't practice. And if you really want to look at what teams do after the bye week this year, it's all available. And they're not too good. But, yeah, I mean, I can understand picking the Rams. I mean, Cam Akers coming back, but the Rams really haven't even ran the football all that good. I mean, they ran it good against the Texans. Okay, but like I said, are they even running the ball that great this year? Because that's what I thought going into the year. I thought the Rams were going to run the ball good, use play action. I thought Stafford wasn't going to turn the ball over. Stafford's been turning it over at a record clip these last 3 or 4 weeks, just so everyone knows. And if you're having trouble with the 49ers secondary, Jair Alexander on this Packers secondary is going to be a level up. So that's a lot of my issue. Yeah, I mean, Steve, that's one thing I'm wondering about too. Like, how does Odell Beckham work into this? When are they going to use him more? What will his role be? No one really knows right now. From what I'm reading, it seems like he needs more time and they're not ready to really hand him the keys and let him roll. Okay, here we go. John Wiley, hey Lawson, is that your new studio? It will be. No, it really isn't. So here's the situation. I have an apartment. I need to get internet in it. The condominium has internet, but it's not strong enough to go live and stream like this. So I put internet in my girl's parents' house, very good internet. So I come here when I need a live stream. Maybe next week I'll have to come here for the videos because, dude, everything takes just a little bit longer. And someone was asking where I'm at. I'm in Brazil, but I actually had a problem today. So I got all my documents together. We even brought them like 2 weeks ago. They gave us the okay, everything's good, but my passport says John Daniel Lawson. My birth certificate and my other documents, they say John Lawson Jr. So of course they wanted to like poke me about that. So I'm kind of in flux right now. That's the situation. That's why I was a little bit late today because I just got really pissed, man. And you had to see my girl cry today, and the shit's fucking just really, really, really. No, Pedro, no. It's brick, bro. It literally is brick from Paraguay. I don't understand it. No doubt to 8 here, so I'm living without. And you know what? I'm fine with it. It's just, you guys know me. You guys say, Lawson, what are you doing, Lawson? You guys think I'm doing that? I'm really not. I've just been off the walls my whole life like this. You understand? And so that's why I like to be calm. Tony, it'll go good. It'll go good. I actually did. I saw Charles Oliveira. I saw him in the Sao Paulo airport. I did see him last year before he got very famous. And he's hard to recognize because he always changes his hair and stuff. But yeah, I'm thinking about going. I think I'm about starting some Muay Thai. I think I'll get the situation worked out. But you guys know, because you guys are Americans, you guys know the junior doesn't make a damn bit of difference. Some documents that you're going to have has the junior or senior. Some don't. It's not that big a deal. And like I said, these documents, they were apostolated. So that means like your state has to like put a stamp on it and everything. So it will work out, man. It will work out. Yeah, Tony, I like his haircut, man. Yeah, dude, anytime you guys want to visit me, feel free. I'm in Fortaleza, Brazil. It's in the north of Brazil. It's kind of like a desert here, but we have ocean. So that's why we got the best beaches. In my opinion, I'm going to write this. Look at, you guys got to look at this place. People say this is the biggest paradise thing on earth. Right here, this city. Whenever you get a chance, if you guys get married, man, and have a honeymoon, this is a great place. Or if you need to just get away and get your tan on, this is the place to go. And this place is really far. This place is like 2 hours from my city. So, all right, let's get back to, yeah, dude, come visit me, man. Come visit me. Yeah, dude, and I called the consulate. They're in a different city, but you know what? I don't mind, going there if they can fix the situation. It's just been a really long, tiresome process. And, they okayed it 2 times before, So, and then you go and we brought witnesses to finish everything. And then they found that. So, man. Okay, let's get to some Patreon questions. Wanda Brown, Niners will not lose to the Vikings. I think you underestimate a team that has found its groove after being embarrassed over and over at home. Yeah, Wanda, I am worried about that because, first of all, Minnesota is my team, and I've been underestimating them. Because I've watched every single minute of Minnesota Vikings football this year. And let me tell you one thing, it hasn't been pretty at all. It's been ugly. It's just been terrible, man. So I understand that if you go with the Niners. But, Wanda, I'll tell you why I don't really like the Niners too much. I don't like their secondary. And, you got a Bosa brother, and you got a pretty good pass rush. But their secondary is very old and very slow, so they end up sitting in a lot of soft zone. this game comes down to, this isn't going to be sexy, but here's what this game comes down to. This game comes down to the 49ers pass rush versus Kirk Cousins. If they start getting to him, even you don't need to sack him. You just need to give him consistent pressure, especially pressure up the interior. If you give him consistent pressure, he will fold up like a lawn chair. Luckily, the Vikings have had great run-pass balance the last 3 weeks, and so Kirk's getting more time. He just is. So that's what I think this game comes down to. And I don't know about you, but Bosa hasn't gone off yet for the 49ers. He just hasn't been at his best. Like, he was very good against the Cardinals in the 2 games. But other than that, I haven't seen him going off in games. I'm sure he's able. I'm sure his sack stats look good. But when you talk about a top 5, top 10 defensive end, it's not about the sacks. It's about consistent pressures. It's about eating double teams. That's what it's about. Okay. Yeah, man, it's too cold. I can't do the cold anymore. Yeah, I get it. I get it. You have to go with your instincts. You've been over Indy. You've been on Indy all year. So and I think they have a good record against the spread. If I had to guess, because Indy's a team that really can get under people's nerves, and people do underestimate them, especially when everyone started getting excited about the Titans. Once the Titans started to play good, everyone kind of forgot about the Colts. Okay. Dad, hold on. What's up, my man? Hey, John, as winter is becoming more of a factor, which teams do you believe are the best cold weather teams? Would you favor more teams with good running games or experienced quarterback? Running game and a good quarterback. That's what works during cold weather. Also, you have to look for head coach. So a team I actually think that's going to be good during cold weather, and it pains me to say, is the Patriots, especially the way they're getting their run game going. They're getting their play action going. It just pains me to see it. You would think the Vikings, obviously that's been proven. They're actually playing better now, but they play most of the time in the dome. Colts are an example, and you would think the Browns are, but they're not getting any quarterback play. The Browns really should be, because that team is built for November, December. They're good on defensive line. They're great on the offensive line, best offensive line in the league, in my opinion. You can make an argument for the Colts, but I think the Browns pass block better, but both are great at run blocking. So I would say those teams. You would want to look at the Rams, but the run game just hasn't taken off this year. They weren't able to run it against San Fran. Yeah, so what's up, Hector? Hey, big man, what's up, bro? Yeah, it's hard to have income from only sports betting. I'm assuming that's where most income is coming in. Assuming you have some investments also. Yes, I got in Bitcoin pretty early, so that gave me a little bit of security and wiggle room. But yeah, I bet soccer. I've slowed up on it. I do have a soccer bet on Patreon. First Saturday, a game I'm feeling pretty good about. But yeah, it is hard, but it also takes balance, and it takes me being disciplined, and I can't really bet for fun too much anymore. So you're 100% right. And also with YouTube, you guys give me a lot of views. So the YouTube views help. And that's one reason why I wanted to live here. It's because the real estate, that's the only thing that kills me in the United States, man. And my parents live in New York, not the city, but I would like to stay near my parents and family. But real estate's so out of control. I got a lot of people from Cali who watch this channel, and you guys know how bad the real estate is, and it's not reasonable, and it just keeps going up. And like I said, the same thing that happened to the Vegas casinos, where it was individual owners, now it's just big corporations. And now big corporations, they're actually buying up all the houses in the United States, like not normal people. And then also in the United States, another thing that kind of bothers me about the real estate situation, as a man, you have to send your girl out to work. You really do. Dude, you could make over $100,000 in the United States. And in most places, especially New York, California, Virginia, Florida, Texas, you're not going to have that much. And, you know, just how much do people want to work? New Jersey, Tasha, yeah. And they should pay us for living in New Jersey. They should pay me for living in Syracuse, New York winters. I mean, seriously. But that's where we're at, man, and no one's going to fix it. We're here. Lauren, I'm just going to, you can jump on real quick. Because I don't want to go 2 hours tonight because, like I said, had a long, just brutal day. And I got to make sure I get the right bets on Patreon this week because we're getting some momentum. This is the time when we start eating, November. And it's almost like any good football team. Let me get my headphones 1 second. Send me an email real quick. Send me an email. And Tony, if you want to come on real quick, let me know. And send me an email, Tony, if you have my email. I'll get my phone and send you something on Instagram. Let me get through these Patreon questions and let's get to it. Josh Belay, what's up, Josh? Hey, John. Yeah, Josh, I already answered your question. I actually like how you kind of are asking questions about that Ravens game because the more I think about it, the more I think Baker Mayfield is completely done. I think he's done, man. Frito, happy Turkey Day. Hope everyone had a good time. Now let's get back to this money. What's your favorite play for the week? Fredo, I will mark it when I post it. I got you on that because I didn't get to the injury reports today. And that's where we go. What's up, Vlad? Thank you, Vlad. Anytime. If Baker Mayfield keeps playing like Baker Mayfield is, it should be, right? You know, the Ravens, they haven't been consistent all year, and I was only really excited about them one game when they were at the Broncos. Other than that, the Ravens are a mystery to me. They're a mystery to me. And you would think the Browns would be able to run the ball against the Ravens, but they didn't even run it all that good against the Lions. And I think Lions and Chargers have the worst run defenses in the league. Just really concerned about the Browns because I watched the Detroit film and you kind of feel like the Browns are a non-functioning entity at this point. And whenever you think a team's going to go that direction, you get really worried. Let me get my phone. Okay, let's get. But yeah, man. Let me get to these Patreon questions. Sean Lopez, what's a good 3-pick parlay this weekend? Are you talking money line or spread? I'm going to post the best bets tonight on Patreon. So, and Barkley, you got to me. Let me answer you. I'll answer you on Patreon. All right, let's get to the questions in the live chat. If I missed your question, just send it in. Sometimes YouTube doesn't show me all the questions. So send the questions in now. Yeah, Amir, how much are we talking for wind? Like, what's the forecast? I haven't seen the forecast. When I get back, that's when I'm going to dive into all the injury reports and forecasts. We used to have a guy come in here and post them. I think he thought I was making fun of him. It was actually a compliment because, dude, this dude had such autism. The weather reports were so detailed. They were detailed by the hour. If you wanted to, like, first half bet and over under. This guy was so good at the weather. Once this channel gets bigger, I think it's going to keep getting bigger. I think I might just hire that guy and just have him set up the studio and everything and just give the weather reports and just have him tracking injury reports all day with autism, just looking up different types of injuries and the duration, have him going in. Clint Richardson, 95% of the money is on Carolina -2. Is it? Is it? Can you show us proof of that, Clint? You would think this line would have him at least move to -3 by now. This is looking trappy. Thinking about Miami. Clint, don't do bets based on that. Do you like the Miami Dolphins or not? Or what's your emotions though? I mean, and what's your analysis of it? Who you think's a better team? Who that is fishy though. If you can prove that, that's fishy. There is a site that tracks that type of stuff, but they've been wrong before because you already answered your question. If it was 92%, like you said, there's going to be at least a few high rollers in that mix, right? People betting 5, 10, and then you got your high rollers betting 20, 50, 70, 90 G's. More, too. Just giving an example. That would push the line, bro. That would push the line. It would. If it doesn't push the line, that's not a reputable casino. But like I explained, they're all corporations now. So, I do want to see that. I just want to see proof. That's what I want to see. Okay, let me get to. I want to get Tony on tonight, and I want to get Lauren on. I think she. Okay, I took Panthers. Yeah, Panthers were kind of like the initial money pick of the week for me. It just stood out to me. It kind of stood out to me like the Miami Dolphins did last week. Some things they just hit you. But I got to, maybe I'm missing something. I got to go check that injury report. Nick Master says it looks like an interrogation room. They used to have a dictatorship here and they used to torture people. They didn't do too much killing. They would torture. I don't want to be saying that stuff on YouTube. Don't want to get anything wrong with that. Who's a lock to win? You're talking schizophrenic is saying who's a lock to win this Sunday? You're talking money line? Oh, bro. I still got to go Tampa Bay. And that line moved to -3. That line did move. And I like Cincinnati this week still. I haven't wavered. And like I said, I started the show saying why I am scared of the Patriots. And I know why I am scared of the Steelers. Mike Tomlin can coach. Big Ben's heating up. TJ Watt's back. Hayden and Fitzpatrick are healthy on defense. Yeah, that type of stuff gives you a cause for pause. But I think the Bengals are playing pretty good football right now. If you get a little bit nervous about that -3.5, I did see the money line today. It wasn't too bad. Doug C., I think Pat's money line is easy money. You would think, right? Even though I think Titans cover the game, yeah, you got to think Pats are going to win that game, especially the way they're playing. And the thing that's been impressing me about the Pats the most is the run game. I mean, that's what's so impressive about it. Okay, sounds good. All right, going to get you on. Going to get Lauren on real quick. Then I'm going to get more questions. Okay, let's do Vikings +3.5 is a lock. I do think it makes sense. And I like that extra 1.5 because Vikings always have problems making field goals and they could lose by a field goal. They could have a chance for a field goal with a chance to win, and they could easily miss it. But yeah, Vikings plus 3.5 stood out to me, but I will not be betting that. I am not betting any games that involve the Minnesota Vikings. And I think I said that a few weeks ago about the Tennessee Titans, and I think that was good advice for everyone. Donnie, the sports guy. What's up, Donnie? Any value on the Jets money line, given they're playing the Texans? I think, Donnie, I really like I've kind of liked the Texans the whole year. I'm not saying they're a good team. I'm not saying anything like that. But I have kind of liked the Texans the whole year in terms of what they're doing on defense. But Zach Wilson should give the Jets a spark. But you have to see something that I'm not seeing. Because I'm telling you, this Jets defense is so bad, bro. They're so bad. Like, Tua could have put up 35 or 40 last week if he was functioning. If he wasn't making mistakes. Let me get my headphones in. I'm going to get Lauren on here real quick. What's up, Lauren? How's everything going?
Hey, happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. How was yours?
It was good. We hosted Thanksgiving for the first time ever here in Florida, and it was it wasn't thank God for my husband. He pretty much did everything. So
it's a lot of work. Everyone who has that stuff at their house, you kind of take it for granted how intense it is. Like, it's not
tell me about it. I mean, we do Christmas Eve too, so that's kind of what I'm used to, but Thanksgiving was okay. It was good. It was good.
I like Christmas Eve better because, like, you
can
the Italian
have, like,
thing, cold cuts, and like sausage bread and stuff.
You're not forced to make a turkey. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and right. I'm glad everyone got their turkeys, though. They were trying to scare everyone about that. That it was going to be crazy, but anyway. So who you got this week? What's your favorite pick?
So I know that it's tough to say to keep riding with Indy. But they're just playing such good ball right now. They're playing such good ball. And I hear you, Hector. I hear you. Our third string Saints is just not cutting it anymore. The third stringers just aren't cutting it.
That's why I went off. That, like, it's just to cut off that. Like, that's why I had to go off on Trevor Siemian. And now Troutman's out. Like, who the hell are they going to throw to next week? But I think we got the Saints coming soon. So
I think
we're going to win some money.
Yeah, our third string is just not cutting it right now. Definitely not against the Bills. Definitely not against anybody. I mean, I think the Jets are on our schedule this week, which is going to be, or this month, which is going to be interesting. So we'll see. I'm definitely, I said last week, Jonathan Taylor is just getting better and better every week. And look, he went for 5 touchdowns last week. So it's hard to not be on them. I have, my love for Cincinnati, but this week, I don't know if I can pull the plug on Cincy this week.
Yeah, I get it. I still have to look at all these injury reports, so I haven't decided anything.
I feel like Pittsburgh is going to be like, hold up, slow down. We're still Pittsburgh. You're going to make us an underdog. I just feel like sometimes, I don't think anybody's going to beat anybody by a landslide. I think it might be a 3-point game either way. So I would prefer to go with the points.
75% of NFL games are decided within 4 points. So there's always that.
I think it's 4.5, right?
Yeah, something like that. And people always give me crap for like laying like plus 12s, plus 9s. They're tough to do, but they're what makes the most money. The only thing I regretted last week was not taking the Colts. But man, Bills responded last night, and with the I got to ask you about this game since you saw the Saints versus Eagles. What are you thinking about Eagles and Giants?
What I said was I think that everybody in the Giants organization is playing for their job right now. Whether you are part of the starters, whether you're a coach, whether you're the water boy, I don't care what you are, but you are playing for a job right now. We did see signs of Barkley, you know, showing that he's healthy. So I think that could potentially put the Giants in a good situation, especially to cover. They might actually even win. You know, so when Barkley ran all over the Saints when they were half healthy, you know, so I mean, you know, what do you think they're going to do to Philly? Now I've been on the Philly train too, you know, with you for the most part, for most of the games, Denver, Carolina, we were all on Philly.
Don't bet games involving your own team. At least you have that as an excuse. Never do it. It's the number one rule of this.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know that I can be on Philly this week. I don't know that I can be on some of these teams as favorites. Like I just said a little while ago, I think hell's frozen over. Houston's a favorite. Holy shit. You know, like, yeah. I mean, they're playing the Jets, right? But still, I'm on, you know, I do like part of me. Another reason why I like Pittsburgh is that whole divisional rivalry thing. You know what I mean? Those are also close games. And I think 4.5 is too much. And I think isn't Watt back?
Yeah, right? He's back. He's back.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. You know, so I what is it? Betting a road dog following a road loss. They're like 160 and 97 or something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
I know you don't care. But but you know, I mean, I'm also kind of on Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to bet my hard-earned money on that Seattle-Washington game because, like,
right.
You don't know who's going to show up. And my problem is, look at how Washington peaked last year. Let's talk about a game people want to talk about. Like, people want your opinion on this. Colts, Tampa Bay. So you're going Colts all the way for sure, right?
I mean, I wouldn't put the house on it, but that's where I'm going with it. I feel like the Colts are getting better and better and better and better. And Jonathan Taylor is just like every single week, no matter what blockers you put in front of him, no matter who's doing what, he is finding a way to get through. He's
I don't think he's
that
good. No, I don't think he's that good. Listen, like, okay, I get it. I'm not arguing with his yards because it's good, but the MVP stuff is like kind of ridiculous.
Oh, I didn't go there. I'm not going there.
Because like for me, I just wanted to say that, and I made it a point. He's going to go under whatever they set his over under this week, because at a certain point, it's all offensive line for me. Like that's the second best offensive line in the league. I don't think he's all that explosive. Like if you put Dalvin Cook or McCaffrey behind him, I think it would be better. But that's my opinion.
McCaffrey's still going to be the number one. He's still going to be your number one RB. I mean, as long as he stays healthy. But, you know, you can't – I still wouldn't put him in McCaffrey status, but I would put him as the incline as opposed to a decline. He's staying healthy, which is a good thing for the Colts because, honestly, their run game is their money right now. And I think that, you know, Tampa's run game is so wishy-washy. But you got Brady throwing the ball. So, I mean, like, if you had Brady throwing the ball, you really don't need a huge run game. But I feel like, you know, Tampa's defense is just not what it was. It's just not what it was. And
well, they were like this all last year, and then they turned it on. But you don't want to do that.
They got a lot of injuries. I know, and I think Evans is banged up. Godwin has been banged up. AB, you know, Antonio Brown, I don't know what his deal is. I don't think he's playing. When he's playing, that team goes to another level. When he's out, that team sinks to another level.
Because I think he's better than Chris Godwin.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. And he's Brady's boy out there. So Gronk makes a big difference for Brady. He does. But Antonio Brown makes an even bigger difference, in my opinion. So I'm riding with the hot hand. I'm going to go Indy this week. In my opinion, I wouldn't throw the house on it, but I'm going Indy this week.
Lauren is always very convincing. Someone's saying that in the chat.
Oh,
She
really?
is, but you know, okay, let me ask you this. Let's pivot games because I agree kind of what you're saying about the Colts. Because whenever you have a great running game, it helps keep your defense off the field. I just don't like their defense. I think it's very overrated, but we can have that discussion a different day. I saw on Instagram people are saying Colts have a top 5 defense. If the stats say that, that's fine, but come on now. That's there. So let's get to this game. I want your opinion on it. Rams -1.5 at the Packers. Yeah, you can go on.
I think it's a get right week for anybody that's in the NFC West, because the Cardinals are on a bye. So it's almost like if you win, you can play catch up. Same thing with Seattle, with the Rams. So I think there's going to be a little bit extra with both of those two teams. Thank you, Tasha. I have been riding with the Vikings these last few weeks. I was a loner for a little while until some people saw it, but I like the Rams. I think that if Brady can lose 2 weeks in a row, so can freaking Aaron Rodgers. I do. The running back is still out. Not that AJ Dillon isn't good, but I think he makes a big difference. Their running back. What the hell is his name?
Jones, AJ Jones.
Yeah, Aaron Jones. He makes a big difference in that. And you saw they got down a lot early against Minnesota, and they had to play catch up. And Minnesota's defense is not great. The Rams have Aaron Donald. So Aaron Donald is going to be all over Aaron Rodgers, I think, all game long. He's going to be chasing him down. I think you're going to see Aaron Rodgers get sacked more than normal. Just my opinion. And
aren't you a little bit concerned that people have been running the ball on the Rams this year, though?
Yeah.
Not that the Packers are a team to do that, though.
Yeah, I do.
Have some balance, I think.
Yeah, I do. I think it's just going to be a little bit closer. I think that the Rams somehow pull it out. I think that it was the line now. Is it Rams -1?
Yeah, it's been moving.
Is it Rams -1?
Yeah, let me check. I got it updated. 1 sec. It's -2 on FanDuel and PointsBet and WinBet.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The professional places have it -1.5.
I really think that with when the number one team in the division is on a bye and it's like a close division, that's, you know what I mean? There's a lot of fighting in that division between San Fran and Seattle and the Rams. I mean, the Rams are obviously, the closest to the Cardinals, but I think this is the time where the Rams can be like, all right, well, we can gain some edge. We can make up some ground over here because they're not playing and we are. So
yeah, well, can I tell you the thing with the Rams though? Why with the Rams, they look very good. They're starting 11 on both sides of the ball, but this team has no depth, and I think it's going to be an issue. But they're all healthy, so they're holding up. But.
And Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, Shamil Shamazel, like they're, in my opinion. And also, Matt Stafford plays in Green Bay. He's used to playing there twice a year. So this whole thing of he can't play in the cold, get the hell out of here. He's from Detroit.
He's not taking care of the ball, though. I'm concerned with it. And Detroit has a dome. But that's my concern. I'm concerned not even with like the cold weather. I'm just concerned with the way he's taking care of the ball because everyone tried to give him a pass on that San Fran game, but that was really bad performance. Like those balls weren't even close. It was Fitzpatrick tier stuff. And I'm fine with it. Like Fitzpatrick could win this game too, but I'm just saying it's tough to bat.
Well, and they looked like crap against Tennessee. So that's why, Joe Public is going to be on Green Bay, I thought. But some of the money's coming on the Rams. And, I also think too, Green Bay allowed themselves to get so deep last week against Minnesota. And it was like, and I just was sitting there shaking my head and everyone's like, oh my God, I'm getting all these Instagram messages and tweets. You were so right. Lauren, you were so right. I'm like, this game is not over. I said, don't anybody count your dollar bills. Don't cash that check yet. And look what happened. But they had to dig themselves out of a hole, So if they can go into a deep hole with Minnesota, I think they can do the same thing with the Rams. And the Rams just have to capitalize on it and not let him come back.
If they get down early, they're going to lose because the pass rush is too nasty for the Rams. I respect the Rams in that account.
And Green Bay has that division locked up. Let's not, they are going to win that division. The Rams have a lot of work to do. So, I feel like the pressure's more on the Rams.
I agree. I think the pressure's on the Rams, but for me, I don't have the standings in front of me, but I definitely think you want to get that first seed in the NFC, especially the NFC. AFC, I don't think it's going to matter that much because we were talking about last week. That's wide open, but we'll see. It is
wide open. And part of me, like I said, is on Pittsburgh because they still want to be known as Pittsburgh. And I think, didn't Cincinnati beat them their first meeting earlier this year? Right?
Yes.
And so generally speaking, they split. And I think 4.5 is just too many. Just too many for that divisional game for a Pittsburgh team that's getting healthy. We think.
Yeah.
We think.
And can we pivot back to the Rams though? Like what game did they play good in outside of Tampa Bay?
Tampa.
That's one thing I keep looking for. And the one time they face some decent opposition, San Fran blows them the fuck out. I guess that's my concern with it. And
look at who Green Bay's losing to. They got their ass chewed by the Saints week 1. They lost to Minnesota because they dug themselves into a hole. And they've lost to... who else have they lost?
I don't know. I think the Saints with Jameis Winston is better than the San Francisco 49ers.
And we can agree on that.
They're equal level.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so they're good teams. I agree with you. And the Packers didn't even show up that first week. That was what was scary about it.
True. And, they got themselves right. They went on like a winning streak of 7 in a row or something, whatever it was. But that division is going to be very, very tight. And there's a lot of good quarterbacks in that division or in the NFC. There's a lot of top tier quarterbacks in the NFC that are all going to be facing each other in the next few weeks. So, everyone's going to be fighting tooth and nail in my opinion, big time.
And last week, the Chiefs won. Everyone thought the Cowboys were going to win.
Not me.
I feel like a little bit like that with the Packers this week, but we'll see what the Packers do. There's no guarantees. You got any other games you want to bet?
Are you on Minnesota this week?
Yeah, I picked them, but I actually think they'll win the game, but I'm not 100% sure because like you, I love the way San Fran plays football. It's just with Jimmy G, it's which quarterback breaks first.
Do we not think that the Falcons can have a get right game against Jacksonville?
You would hope. My inclination is always just to pick Jacksonville, but honestly, like if the Falcons play decent, they should win because the Jags make more mistakes than any team in this league.
The problem is their receivers can't catch.
It's so bad.
And they have such a great running back in that Robinson kid. And I like Jacksonville when they're the underdog by like 7, 10. When they're an underdog by 1 and they're basically, I think this is actually for those of you guys that, maybe bet DFS or whatever, this is going to be a Matt Ryan week. I think he goes for 260 yards. Cordell Patterson is back. It looks like Jacksonville can't guard anybody. So this is going to be a Kyle Pitts week probably. But I think Matt Ryan goes for probably 260 yards this week, a few touchdowns. I think this is a get right game for Atlanta. I'm definitely on them. Their defense is trash, but again, we're playing against Jacksonville, whose defense isn't all that bad, but they can't score. So, when you can't score, you can't keep up. So I think this is a get right game for Atlanta. As far as Minnesota, I tell you, what did I say before? I said there's only so many weeks in a year you can bet Minnesota. This week, I don't know. Yeah, this week, I don't know. I was on the last 2-3 weeks, whatever it was, them in Indy, but I'm definitely on Atlanta this week, and I'm definitely on Pittsburgh, and I like the Rams. I wouldn't throw the house at it, and I really do really, really, really like Seattle. I really like Seattle.
Yeah, and Lauren, we got to get that player props video in next week. We got to choose a time to record it just every week so we can do it the rest of the year because people are going to need more to bet. So, especially
as the playoffs come and as teams start to know that they're booking their flights and hotels.com and and injuries and things like that. So I think this is a get right week for Russ Wilson. Because honestly, their defense hasn't been playing that bad. They've just got to he's got weapons. He's got Metcalf. He's got Lockett. He's got things. I know that DJ Dallas is starting to get their run game. They know they're not going to have Chris Carson anymore. Washington, great story. They they won last week, which I hated the game. I hated the points. It was just fun. I told you I'm going to watch it with my popcorn. So, that was great and all. They beat Carolina. They did beat Tampa, but I do think this is going to be a week that Seattle bounces back.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm
a
little bit nervous about them, though.
What game aren't you nervous about this week?
I'm pretty much nervous about everything.
Are you not nervous about everything that I look at? I'm looking at all of these spreads and all of these, the injuries and stuff like that. Thank you, everybody. I'm looking at all of these, and just like when I said earlier this year, when Vegas, Vegas supposed to be big and bad, and they proved themselves yesterday, right? They beat up on Dallas. But why am I so nervous every time Vegas plays? You know what I mean? Like this week, I'm very, very nervous about a lot of these teams. So there's a lot of games to be nervous about, a lot of spreads to be nervous about. So there's a lot of things that you just can't get trigger happy with the betting this week and
we don't even know what the fuck a bye week means anymore.
Right?
We don't even know.
Right?
We were talking about it 3 weeks ago, and the opinion we came to was probably right. That actually hurts it, but you don't know what it means anymore. Especially now that we're here, we're at this point in the year. Maybe health will help, even if you're a little bit off rhythm. But I don't know.
And who's coming off the bye right now? Denver, right?
Yeah.
So, and aren't
we
they
had
against...
a Denver fan, sorry to cut you off, but we had a Denver fan coming on here saying he would not bet Denver to save his life. And I get it, but Denver, San Diego, those are games like I like to make money on, but I don't even know which way to go on that one. Buddy.
So, everyone knows I love Justin Herbert. I know when to bet him, and in my opinion, I love that kid. He's got this Keenan Allen relationship. Eckler is tearing it up over there, and that kid can throw. But the defense is just allowing so much on the ground. So I don't know if it's going to be Javonte or Melvin Gordon or whoever that's going to be running. But the defense scares me a little bit. I like them to. What is that spread actually? Do you know? While you're
let me look it up. I got the live one updating as we speak.
Just because I'm curious.
Right now we got. I'm getting to the game. Right now we're at -3 on some, but the majority have it -2.5 for the Chargers.
So if it's -2.5, I can see the Chargers. I can see the Chargers taking it down. But does their defense scare me a little bit? But we've seen proof this week that the bye week does not give you any edge, right? So I don't, I think everyone's kind of hanging out on the bye week. Like you said, I don't know if they're allowed to practice. So
yeah, they can't practice.
I don't see that it's doing any favors. Again, another divisional game. I'm glad that it's a closer, not a 4.5. If it was anything over 2.5, I probably would jump on Denver right away.
I think it's going to be a field goal game.
I agree. So I like the Chargers. I actually I actually like Cleveland this week, and I don't ever like Cleveland.
The fundamentals say Cleveland, but my goodness, I'm just to the point where I don't know. Okay, did you see the stuff with Baker Mayfield? You want to play psychologist? Like, I feel like we play psychologists more, like when we get to this point of the year, more than like we actually talk football.
And you and I play psychologists quite well. I do again with you.
We have to. We have to because especially if you're going to bet Tampa Bay and teams like that. But, like, did you see the stuff about Baker with the injuries? Then his wife getting online. And
I heard about it. She was getting all huffy and puffy against like his haters. Is that what it was? Kind of like what Odell's dad was doing, right? Isn't it the same
thing?
I mean, is this like the Young and the Restless, or is this the NFL?
No, it makes me so mad. Like, you're an NFL player. You have a hot wife. You have money. Why are you so insecure? I just hate that stuff. And like, listen, I think Baker, I don't even know if you want to call it like him alpha male this situation, but did you notice how he didn't let Case Keenum get another chance? He's on there complaining every day. I got a knee injury, got back injury, got another one in my shoulder. Like, listen, then get right and let Case Keenum bring this bad boy home.
Yeah, and he won't. He's too egotistical right now. I mean, unless you see him snap a bone on the field and has to get carted off, that guy is going on the field, whether he's down by 40 or up by 20. He is going to play. And I do think, though, the spread on that game, it can't be is it 4? I think it's 4. And again, that divisional game, those two teams play each other tight, Baltimore and Cleveland. They do. They play each other tight. It's either going to be overtime, whoever has the ball last. It's going to be one of those things. Now, I think Jarvis Landry is coming back, which is good for him because that's kind of his go-to. So I think it's also another get right week for Cleveland.
You would hope,
my opinion.
And their defense hasn't performed up to what I thought they would be this year. Like, I'm okay. Yeah. Like, I thought Ravens defense would have problems, but I actually thought this Browns defense would be a lot
Ravens
better.
Defense is having problems. So, I mean, I still think about my Indy money line bet that I had that Monday night game with them, where Indy was up like 17-0 or something after the first quarter or whatever it was. And so that's another prime example of digging yourself into a hole too early and not playing 4 quarters of football. So I think that, Cleveland's defense, it's not horrible. It's not great, but it's not horrible either. And again, it's these divisional games where they know each other so well. They play each other twice a year. And Lamar, is he healthy yet? Like, I don't know what migraine he's got or what he's got going on or why he didn't play, last week, but no one is even saying what his injury was. So I can't be on that side when I don't really know what the problem is.
Yeah, because that's why we have injury reports only for betting. So, they don't even give us any details.
And if it was so bad to where he was supposed to, and the night before on a Saturday night when they say it's a 50-50 shot for them to suit up, they 9 times out of 10 suit up and they play. But for him, well, I mean, yeah. So
you're right. You're right. No,
so 50, true. 50-50. When they say, it's 50-50 chance he's going to play, 9 out of 10 they're playing. He came in Saturday morning. That what's his face, the rookie or whatever his face was, is the quarterback, and he wasn't half bad. But all of a sudden, he's not playing, and they're saying it's a non-COVID illness. Like, what? What do you got? Did you have your appendix out? Like, I mean, what happened? Like, we don't know. So to me,
I'll speculate because a lot of players, not a lot, but a good percentage of the NFL has sickle cell. It's not like active or anything, but it could be something with that. That's what I was thinking when I read it. But yeah, it did make me feel kind of like off.
and it's just all speculation on our part. So we can assume that, if it was COVID, it'd be all over the internet. Lamar's got COVID. Like, we would know before his family knew he had COVID. The rest of the world would know he had COVID. Okay. So it's not COVID, but there's something going on with him. So for him to not suit up last week, I don't know what the problem is, but that team's also very different and does not score nearly as much when he's not on the field. So, someone's talking about the Panther-Miami game. And before I head out of here, do you have any read on that?
Yeah, it was a money pick for the Panthers from me. I have to look at the injury reports.
I agree.
The guy, did you see Clint saying that 92% of the money's on Carolina? I don't know if I believe it. Do you? Especially how hot Miami's been in covering. I don't
What's the spread? What is it?
Carolina -2.5, I believe. Let me check what it was. When it first opened, it was -1.
I would jump all over Carolina on that this week because Miami, Cam is getting better. You know what? Unfortunate for Cam, he went up against his old coach last week that knows him like a book and knows that team like a book, which is why that game was so damn close. So unfortunate for him, he got put up against a wall last week. Now he's going to go up against a Miami team that's trying to – every other week there's a new quarterback over there. So kind of the same thing with Carolina. But every other week there's a new quarterback over there. And quite honestly, I just don't think that team is – I don't think they're where they need to be yet. That's not – they're just puppies in that division compared to New England and the Bills. They're just puppies trying to grow, and it's going to be some years before they make it out of there. It just is.
Yeah. Appreciate you coming on, Lauren. Have a good night.
All right, guys. It's always a pleasure. I appreciate you having me. You guys all have a good weekend. I'm sure I'll talk to a bunch of you guys on Sunday. And
leave your Instagram. I'll put it up.
Fearless LKN. Yes, go ahead and you can put it in the chat if you guys want to follow me on Insta. That's right.
Got you. All right, guys. See you, Lauren. Have a good one.
All right. Deuces. You guys have a good night.
I did it right.
Fearless LKN. I think there's an underscore in there or something. You might have to go on.
You can just type that. I'll click it.
I will.
Click it when you type it.
I'll type it in there and you guys can follow me. Thanks, Lawson.
All right, see you. Have a good one.
All right, buddy. You too. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to get Tony on now. Let's get Tony on. Let me go to – all right, Tony, I sent you the link. Okay, let's get to some questions. Yeah, Lauren always brings pretty good information. Lauren definitely has a good read. What's up, Terry? Yo, Terry, how you doing, man? What's up, Terry? Appreciate it, Greg. Appreciate it. Interesting. Thanks for the info. Yeah, like Steelers are always dangerous. Whenever you have Mike Tomlin, it's extremely dangerous, man. And especially because I don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is going to get torn up like they did against the Chargers. But at a certain point, I don't know what the Steelers are going to do on offense. Big Ben got hot last week, but you can never bet on it. Yo, Tony, what's up? Thanks for being patient, my man.
No problem, bro. I'm really glad just for you having me. I'm on a little vacation right now. Hope everybody having a happy holidays. Hope your families are good. Hope we all doing good. I'm recovering from that Cowboy game last night. I got knocked out on that one. Didn't expect them to play that rough, but I was able to come back with Lions +10 and I think a teaser with the Bills. But I'll keep it real short, real sweet because I don't want to, I heard you had a long day. I'm sorry.
I like the hair, though. Bro.
Got it back a little bit. I showed him the Oliveira one. It's going to grow in. It's like a faux hawk in the back, but clean up. You know how I go. You know what you're doing. But real simple, real short, real sweet. I like a 2-team teaser, Patriots and Vikings. Patriots straight up, Vikings get 10. Real simple, real short, real sweet.
I think that's good, man. I think that's good.
Yeah.
Because worst case scenario, the Patriots going to win that game, even if the Titans play good. I don't know if the Titans have the heart to take it from them. And then with Minnesota, they should keep it close. I don't see any debacles coming from Minnesota. Yeah, so that's pretty like idiot proof that teaser
Right.
there.
I was like I'm looking at the line straight up. It's tough to trying to navigate. Like I'm nervous about everything this week. I'm trying to find just a safe, not even safe, just remotely idiot proof, like you said, where I can't lose, they could beat me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to bet a game where the team loses for me instead of the other team beating me. You know what I'm saying?
And here's the thing, Tony, like, yeah, and right now I think why everyone's nervous is because so many teams in this league, they're not even showing up.
Right. Yeah. Seriously. It feels like they're like with the new week, the 18-week schedule, the 17-week schedule, they're feeling like, oh, we got that game, we could cover back in the end. Like what? I don't know. It just feels like it.
Yeah.
The urgency.
And bro, you can see it now. Like people are saying like 98% bet on this team and like trying to make us like nervous, like a conspiracy is going to happen.
Yep.
You know, when we start thinking like that, maybe it's time to like just wait for another week.
Really, no, bro. Like, I feel like like what you said with the stats, the percentages and stuff. I feel like they're kind of trying to scare us away from the Vikings a little bit because I'm hearing like the whole public's on the Vikings. Straight up, I'm taking the teaser.
Yeah, I think, and whenever you tease it, you get out of Vegas's scope. So
Exactly.
if there was interference, you're not really in their range. You're kind of fighting another battle.
And I could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, like the last time these two teams played, Vikings and Niners, it was I think it was a divisional game in the playoffs, was it not? Like the Niners.
Yeah, Niners beat the shit out of them. Yep. But I would like to preface that and say Vikings offensive line was terrible that year, and also that 49ers defense was nasty that year. They're not even close to that level. Yeah,
secondary was better too. Yeah, really.
Everything
definitely.
Was. Any other games you like this week? If you had to pick one game against the spread without teasing it, what would you pick?
I'm just real short, simple, sweet. Sunday Night Football. Give me the Ravens at home. Yeah. I don't buy the. I just think Baker, bro. I had them against the Patriots. That was awful. That was bad. Like he just threw that game. It's not even a matter of him like wanting to win it. I just don't think he's physically capable of going against a physical defense like Baltimore and like going through the full 4 quarters.
Exactly, man. And look at all the excuses. It's pathetic.
Plus, LJ not playing last week, more fresh, more rested. I could be wrong. I don't think Hollywood Brown played last week either, so he might also be fresh. So I just feel like their most explosive offensive players are healthy. They're coming off that. They're coming off the win against Chicago, but I still feel like they're steaming about that Miami loss.
Dude, they are, and I've been betting against the Ravens all year, but now I think it's time to take them. I think Lamar's going to go off. Did you hear anything about Lamar's health, or he's? I'm
hearing he's good to go, and I expect it because they sat him last week for the whole Tyler Huntley. I think he won that game. They were 1 point. I had the under in that. I didn't want to take a side. I just took the under.
That was an easy under.
Right? Yeah, I just figured no. Plus Hollywood Brown was out. The second I knew LJ was going to be out, but when Hollywood was out, the deep threat's gone. So there's just going to be grind out, running the ball and everything.
Appreciate it, Tony. Any last words?
Last words, guys. Follow John Lawson, NFL Best on Instagram. Follow his YouTube. Like him up. Shout him out. Share him. This is the best gambling show on the internet. I hope all is well with you. I hope the whole visa situation, everything goes good. God bless you and your family. Happy holidays. Peace out, bro.
I appreciate it, Tony. And Tony, have a great vacation. Hope you have some fun.
Will do, bro. Hope all is well.
I appreciate you, bro. All right, let's get to what do you think about the Texans? Greg, I got the Texans to win in the cover. Send your questions in now. We're going to go like another 10 or 15 minutes. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Lauren, for coming on. You guys are clutch, man. Like I said, like I have the highest IQ subscriber base on any YouTube channel. Like I kind of have proof now after the Patreon contest. The records that were put up last week were absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, man, I got proof now. So it's not just me blowing fluff. Like I can show the records. Gregory Towell, what do you think about the Texans this week? Well, yeah, Texas to win the cover. I'm not overthinking it too much because people are trying to make me overthink that Miami Dolphins Jets game last week. And I just want to know if anyone's seen anything encouraging on film. from the Jets because I haven't. Like, I can find things that are encouraging about the Texans. I can find things that are encouraging even about the goddamn Bears. There's things you can find, but when you're at like Detroit's level or the Jets level, they're non-functional entities. Like even the Jags, they can at least give someone a game. They're going to make a ton of mistakes, and if they do get a lead, they're going to blow it, but they can at least be competitive. And that's my problem, man. Just want to see people competitive. I think we got some late Patreon questions. Let me get to the late Patreon questions. I didn't see you guys. You guys must have. I didn't reload the tab. Okay, Phil. Let me just go to these. Here we go. Yo, Lawson, check it out. People are riding Tampa Bay -3, but Jonathan Taylor has led his team to victory in every single game where he's rushed for 80-plus yards. In fact, he's had his biggest games against the teams with the top 5 rushing defenses: San Fran, Jacksonville, and Buffalo. Yeah, but dude, I wouldn't call Buffalo a top 5 rush defense. They're extremely small, but I get it. The stats say that because they're in shootouts, so no one wants to run. But yeah, I get your point. San Fran has a legit run defense, and Jags are actually pretty good. All right, I'll take that. With an offensive line that is clearly improving. Yeah, it's the best offensive line in the league outside of the Browns. Let's not forget that Wentz has Wentz things up a few times. Yeah, did you see that game against the Jags with Wentz? He tried to give that away to the Jags. So he's saying, okay, so Wentz has Wentz things up a few times, but still has 5 less interceptions than Tom Brady. Are they really even playing the same game? Carson Wentz hands it off pretty much 65% of the time when Brady throws it like 80% of the time. With Antonio Brown out for this Sunday and Michael Pittman having comparable numbers in yardage, receptions, and touchdowns as Godwin, dude, no. The Colts, they don't have any weapons on the outside. They're a one-trick pony. If you stop their run, you beat them. And there's good run defenses, and then there's a Todd Bowles run defense. Let me get to it. Even when Todd Bowles was with the Jets, no matter how bad they were, they always stopped the run. And I'm just saying, Tampa Bay's got some really nasty run fits. Like, I think it's smart that you mentioned Pittman, but do you think he's a top 15, top 20 receiver in this league? I don't think he's a top 20 receiver. I don't think he is. I think that's the Colts' main problem. They're a one-dimensional team. So I see the Buccaneers putting 8 men in the box and clogging shit up. The way to attack Buccaneers, and when they've struggled in the past, it's when teams throw it on them. And I don't see Carson Wentz doing that. If you think Carson Wentz is playing better, that's fine. But I just don't think he's going to be able to do it this game. And then he also has to keep up with Brady. Now, if the Colts get up 14, if the Colts go down the first drive, score 7-0, and Brady turns it over and the Colts start 14-0 like they did against the Bills, I mean, that's one thing. Then they can run the ball the whole game. But if Brady gets up like 10-0, they're going to have to throw it. And that's not where they feel comfortable. I've liked the Colts. Yeah, I picked the Colts to win that division preseason. I'm not really wavering from it. This is just going to be a really tough game for them to win. I mean, you could say the home field advantage helps, but, you know, it's a dome stadium and Tom Brady wants to throw the damn football. I just don't see how much it really helps. And if you're betting on Jonathan Taylor going off, that's fine. I just don't think he's going to go off. Like, he could get over 100 yards, but against the Bills, he went off. So I've never seen anyone tear up a Todd Bowles defense like for one guy get over 150 rushing yards. But yeah, the Colts +3 is a lot more appealing than when it opened. Because when it opened, let me see what it opened at. And thank you for your question, Phil. It was a good point. Actually, yeah. Earlier this week, I could have sworn it was -1.5 for the Bucks. Yeah, hit the like button. Hit the like button. I appreciate it, Tasha. Thank you for letting everyone know. Hit the like button. That's awesome. I appreciate it. I appreciate the donations tonight. Let me get to the last Patreon question. I think on YouTube you guys are tired out. Jaswinder Walia. Hey Lawson. Hey, how you doing? Joined your Patreon a few weeks ago. By the way, love the picks and analysis. What do you think about the Seahawks? They opened up 1-point favorite and now they're +1.5, 1-0. I think the Seahawks are going to win outright. Yeah, I think that game comes down to who takes care of the ball better. Because the main problem with Heineke, even though people really like the kid and all that good stuff, the main problem with him is the turnovers. And that will kill you against Seattle. But Seattle has played such sloppy football the last 3 weeks. They're hard to bat. But I can't disagree with you. The more this week goes on, the more I am pivoting to the Seahawks. It's just due to the fact that Russell America Wilson, he's going to have a good game eventually. These last 2 weren't good. He's got a little bit of an excuse, but eventually he's going to have a good game. And whenever you got a Taylor Heineke-led team, if you have Russell America Wilson, you have a great chance to win. Yo, you're right, my guy. What's up, Car and Tech? How you been? You excited about the Steelers this weekend? Yeah, it's hard to see Seattle 3-8. I don't like using those arguments when we're betting because at the end of the day, what happens on the field is what happens on the field. But you're right, just from a psychological perspective, like 3-8 for the Seahawks, a team with Russell Wilson, 2 thoroughbred receivers. Yeah, man. Turk 182. John got Titans 192 under first half. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, are you talking yardage or what are we talking? Resend the question, Turk. Elaborate a little bit. Jose Villagomez says, I'm going to go in deep with the Seahawks. I believe it's the one team that can't lose this bad for this long, especially at home. Yeah, they're going to be on the road this week, correct? But either way, they should be able to travel. They're used to playing in bad weather. I haven't seen a weather report, so we're missing that guy. He needs to come out here with the weather report. Oh, yes. Are you serious? It's just, so are we talking first half point total under 19.5? Yeah. Like I could see the Titans, even if they come out good, the best first half they could have is 17. Did you tease that? That sounds like a tease, but either way, it's good. You're going to hit that. I can't see this game being a shootout, right? You know, this league can surprise you at any time, but am I right? Patriots, Foxborough, late November against the Titans without Derrick Henry. I just don't see a shootout. You know, I think that's safe, even with how crazy this league is. Yeah, Cedric. I think they can. The more I think about it, the more I think they will, because the Chargers run defense. That's one thing I'm extremely concerned about. Yo, are you sure that's not for the whole game, Turk? If not, that's a great bet. If that's the first half, that's a great bet. Or is it combined total of the teams in the first half? You did say it was just for the Titans. I mean, that's good stuff either way. Yeah, and plus, when you go to Washington, they have a lot of fans and they make noise, but it's nothing like playing in Seattle or a dome stadium. All right, guys, I'm going to finish now. Hit the like button, share the videos. The best gambling show on the internet. Appreciate you guys. Have a great Thanksgiving. Have a great Friday. What do they call today? Black Friday, right? They call it Black Friday. Have a great Black Friday. Let's win this money.